Hi again, YouTubers. Fellow YouTubers everywhere. I somehow turned the the wipers on. Don't know how I did that. But it's a vlog life, right? How are we all doing today? So, today, is officially the end of Pickle Week on the Brainstorm Challenges channel. We're not going to disturb MIGHTBURGER. I'm taking him to the dentist. I'm sure you want us. Everybody didn't know that. But look at that beautiful hair I've got going on this one. So, we're on our way to the dentist. And it's a perfect opportunity to chit-chat with y'all again, guys, about some ideas that can help you improve your content. Ideas that can help you get more eyeballs on your content. Things that I've found that are helpful. Are they universally helpful? Maybe not. But you'll have to be the judge of that. I can only tell you what I've tried and what I've figured out along the way. Because I'm not an expert, guys. I'm not a YouTube expert. I'm just a small-time, happy-time YouTuber that is finally monetized. You know, I only got 1,145 subscribers, but I did manage to get monetized in 3 years, which I feel like is an awesome achievement, if I do say so myself. Anyway, I'm happy, even though I'm making pennies. It's AdSense, as I've always jokingly saying. I'm not the biggest, grandest, best out there, but I'm also having fun, and that's the name of the game for myself. And I'm hoping that these vlogs are reaching out and helping y'all share some insight and some of my experience. You know, if nothing else, maybe to encourage you that, hey, I could do this better than that guy. That's the guy's a goober. He's a goober YouTuber. I could do it better than him. And maybe that'll encourage you to do so. Show me up, guys. I want you to. Not that I'm doing any great job. I'm just kind of throwing everything spaghetti in the wall and seeing what sticks. But I have learned some things along the way, and I want to share that with y'all however I can. And these are all kind of, I do think about things ahead of time, as we discover with my content and with my blatherings, that they're often fly by the seat of my pants. I'm very, very low on the planned out scale of what I'm going to say. So, but I do have a couple of things I want to share. If you do me a favor, though, hit that big thumbs up button, because, hit me that thumbs up button in this video. Leave me a comment below on what you think. If you have any questions regarding how it is to be a YouTuber, if you're just getting started or you're thinking about being a YouTuber and you got some questions, or you're just wondering what it's like or what the process is like to finally get monetized and how that works, you can check out all the other real YouTuber talk that I've been sharing with y'all. And there's nothing really grandiose in that statement. I am a real YouTuber, just like many of you watching this, I'm sure. And whatever state or whatever place you are in your YouTube journey, we're all in this together, as I always like to say. We are on this grand potting stage, whatever, of World Wide Web, social media, whatever you want to call it. YouTube is a huge entity, and there are thousands upon millions of YouTubers out there, and a lot more people watching YouTube. So if you want to be a part of that, you should definitely do it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Play dumb with yourself. Trick yourself. Because all you need is a camera, all you need is a Gmail account. Those two things is really all you need. And maybe a desire to actually do it, because you got to make that choice. The first step to becoming a YouTuber is doing it, and the rest of it is learning along the way, and it never stops. I hope it never stops. I don't think it ever will. But I've learned some few things along the way, and it's going to be kind of scatterbrained as usual with me, but I think there's some things that are just really important, and maybe there are other YouTubers that are better and more skilled and more further along in their journey and their success level than I am that will dispute this, but I'm just speaking from my own experience and my own thoughts, my own insight. Thumbnails. Talk about Pickle Week. This has been Pickle Week for the Brainstorm Challenges channel. How can I really do a vlog about pickles? Well, think about a can of pickles. This imaginary can of pickles in my hand. It's just a plain old, like a quart jar of those pickles that I made with my mom this past Monday. If you haven't seen that awesome sweet pickle canning recipe video, It's a long one, but it's awesome. If you haven't seen that, definitely look at the card up here. Go click and watch that after you watch this one. But that was a fun video making with experiences with my mom, and it's very indicative of the way I want my YouTube journey to be, to make memories and share those memories and have those memories for posterity. Because we might film videos and take pictures and make memories in our lives, but it's so fleeting. And here and there, and our memories are fading, and pictures and stay in boxes, or videos get lost inside the old hard drives of our computers that go bad, or in the clouds of Google or wherever, or on discs or CDs or whatever. But what do we ever do with them? So we want to do something. We should do something with our memories. Keep them alive, keep them active. And I like making those memories. So I see, there I go again. I'm off on a tangent. This is brainstorming to a T right there. But thumbnails. Think about that can of pickles. It's in a nice, clean jar. It's a really good product. But a good product, or like a good video, is only going to get you so far. You can sit that can of pickles on a shelf, and people can see it and walk by it, much like your video out there on YouTube, and they can walk by it. But what is going to attract their attention? How good that pickles look. They look, and the fact that it looks good and tasty might entice them to click on it and watch that video. It might entice them to buy that jar of pickles. But what will catch their eye better? A good thumbnail, guys. A good packaging. A thumbnail is like on your video, it's like the packaging, the label, the presentation of that jar of pickles. So if you have a nice, clean, catchy, colorful packaging, whether it's in a separate container like a box, or whether it's just a label on that jar of pickles, of a good picture, some text, and some information that just catches their eye. So a good thumbnail is super important, in my opinion, to presenting your video out there amongst all the millions and thousands of other videos out there. The algorithm and the searching and the typing in of keywords, that helps you narrow down what you might be looking for, or what that potential VTuber is looking for. And they might be looking for content like how to make sweet pickles. Or they might be looking at content like that reminds them of times that they've had with their grandmother or their 84-year-old mother cooking and canning and making pickles. And then it's they know how to do pickles, but it's sort of more nostalgic for them. Whatever the case may be, why somebody might be watching that pickle video or buying that can of pickles, that presentation, first and foremost, is what they see first, right? On that World Wide Web shelf, on that short shelf, on that video shelf, that YouTube shelf, on that pickle selling shelf, there is so much more. So many more jars of pickles, so many more videos out there with the same subject matter, with the same kind of niche from the same YouTuber. What sets it apart then, what makes it individualized and special is, the content, first and foremost, has to be good, has to be interesting, has to be halfway decently edited well and put together coherently to engage someone, keep someone's interest. Yes, all that's important. But really, the packaging, that thumbnail. I think I tend to be a little bit too busy, I've been told, on my thumbnails. I agree that I put too much text on there. I asked my VTuber to read too much, and I want to put a lot of more exposition in my thumbnail perhaps that is necessary, because this really is like a swipe left, up, right kind of thing. You want to catch people's attention and engage them in a brief amount of time. So a really good, crisp picture of the subject matter. So in this case, a can of pickles or a jar of pickles. You want a really good picture with maybe just some flashy text. People like clickbait. They typically, with your title is important as well. Maybe a little bit from your title. Just something like a jar of pickles would be like the sweetest jar of pickles you've ever tasted. Or making sweet pickles with your sweet mama. Or something, some kind of catchy text added with the picture, and just simple and direct and straightforward, but also very eye-catching and appealing. I can go on and on about thumbnails and how you should do it, but you should at least, when you upload a video, it kind of gives you a couple of choices, 3 or 4 choices, 2 or 3 choices. You can choose those, or you can go in and make your own thumbnail. There are a lot of thumbnail templates out there. You can go and look up those and find those, and you can just watch all the how-to videos. Watch what other people, they're a lot more smart than I, can tell you how to make a thumbnail. But thumbnails, I just want to say and underline that with a dot and exclamation mark, that it is super important to spend some time on your thumbnails, to spend time crafting thumbnails, but also working on the craft of making thumbnails, because you can get better as you go, as you get more studious, as you learn better of how to approach a thumbnails. What works for you may not work for everybody else. The simplest thumbnails I like are just a picture with one word. I've seen those, and I wish I could force myself to do that most of the time, but a nice clear word that can be viewed, or a couple of words that can be viewed at a small scale, because sometimes you see in thumbnails that are small, and if your words are like dark or not big enough, and they don't jump out at you and catch your eye good enough. So thumbnails are super important. And you know what appeals to you as a YouTuber, or as a VTuber. When you're looking and watching, you know what you like to see and what catches your eye. So think about that in your own audience. Think about that when you're approaching your own videos, and work on it. That's important. The craft of thumbnails is an ever-evolving process. You can get better, and you can learn as you go, and it's not going to ever be perfect, but if it's good enough for you, imagine what it might feel and appeal to someone else. Well, we got here, and I've ditched the burger, so the burger is up there in the dentist's office. So we talked about thumbnails and kind of a basic overview of how important I think thumbnails are. Thumbnails are like the packaging on that jar of pickles that catches your eye, that brings you in and to try out those pickles and see if you like them. So as a YouTuber, you want people to be able to interest in them, in your subject matter, yes, and your channel, yes, but you want to also just catch their eye, because you never know, you might have that couple of seconds, and that's all you get to catch people's eye. So if you just let the YouTube choose your thumbnail, you might get lucky every now and then, but spend some time learning how to make thumbnails. Just start out small and work your way around it. Just try it out. And in conjunction with that, what else could help you? As in this particular point I'm about to make might be a little more controversial and not as universally agreed upon, I think. But descriptions of your video, too, are important, in my opinion. And maybe it is an individualistic thing. It's a relative thing for someone who, if you don't care about reading so much, people are not interested in that. They're not probably going to be interested in reading a bunch of description or typing out a bunch of description. And some people just, in YouTube, you can upload a standard description with your social media links and standard donation links, or just a standard description like, hey, you want to send me some mail, here it is. And that could be standard. You upload a video, that's on the same description with every video. And I've seen a lot of YouTubers do that, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think if that's your cup of tea, if that's your thing, and you're finding success, then by all means do that. But to me, I have an English degree. I'm a writer from way back, guys. I love to write. And I've probably gotten away from that a little bit more because I'm doing the lazy route by being a videographer, by being a YouTuber, making videos. And that is a creative process too. And it takes some creativity and some thought and some reasoning as well. And it taps into those parts of that help me keep the creative juices flowing, that keep me encouraged, and to keep me going that way, feeling like I'm being creative. But I also enjoy writing, and there's parts of my descriptions that are standard, just like we mentioned before, that are always there. But I also like to put in some hashtags. That's kind of probably not universally agreed upon whether that's valuable or not. But for me, I found putting some hashtags related to the subject matter. Not some standard hashtags that relate to me as my channel, that sort of brand all of my videos that this is me. So if someone puts a hashtag in, share the positive, Well, I'm going to use that hashtag not only in every video, but it is more of my moniker, my saying, so my brand phrase, so to speak. And also, I'm going to put it on my channel as a branding hashtag. So it would appear as someone searching for that hashtag, they're going to maybe get my channel as a suggestion. So that's helpful. So I use same hashtags in descriptions, just like with the keywords. When you're uploading video, keywords are important, but there are differences. Hashtags and keywords are different. Because hashtags, obviously, is like one run long, whether it's a phrase like brainstorm challenges, it would be no space. With brainstorm challenges, one word put together with the hashtag. Yeah, everybody knows what a hashtag is, right? But you put those in the description, and those first 3 hashtags will populate usually right under your title. So those first hashtags, wherever you put them, at the bottom of your description or towards the middle or the top, wherever you put it, those first 3 or 4 hashtags, depending on their length, need to be the keyword specific to that video. So if it's a video about sweet pickles, then my first hashtag would be hashtag sweet pickles, or hashtag canning, or hashtag whatever I would see would be a good hashtag relevant to that video. So those first 3 or 4 hashtags in your description should be relevant and specific to that video, so that they can populate and it will show just up under your title. You've seen the hashtags just pop up under your title or on the titles of other YouTubers. That's how that happens in your description. You don't have to put a whole bunch of them there, but you can put just 3 or 4, or you can put a bunch. It doesn't matter. I think it helps. It helps me. At least I feel like I'm accomplishing something when I do that. Whether it helps or not, I don't know. I don't know the science of that, really. That's just me. But I do suggest to trying out at least 3 or 4 to be able to have that link, and that's a good way for YouTube to kind of be able to help push your content out to the right areas of people searching for those hashtags or searching for that subject matter, which goes hand in hand with keywords. When you're uploading your video, there's space, you have your title, you have your description, you have your, what playlists do I want this? You should definitely use playlists, but we'll talk about that another day. Which playlists I want this video to go in, or in your thumbnail. And then there's an area where you click show more, and that's where you can put keywords. Keywords are key. Thumbnails, very important for catching people's eye and packaging that jar of pickles. But if someone's out there looking for a jar of pickles and they can't see it, but they know what a jar of pickles is supposed to look like and taste like. But they're gonna search for that pickles. They're gonna search for that content they're looking for, and hopefully YouTube will suggest your channel, and they'll click on it that way. But that's how they do that with keywords. Hashtags in your description help, and keywords are key. And those can be just phrases. They can be just like sweet pickles, 2 words. Put that one keyword in there. Or how to make sweet pickles, another phrase, keyword. You can use how long you want to. A keyword can be multiple words. It's like a phrase, really, key phrases. What you would imagine that you're looking for. So like when you go and search for a jar of pickles, or a sweet pickles recipe, and you go into Google, how are you going to type that in? Sweet pickle recipe. So that's a good keyword, key phrases. So how someone's searching for content is the best way to think about it. And if you use the TubeBuddy or vidIQ web extensions, I do suggest you try them out. I think vidIQ, and I'm not paid to say that, or they don't sponsor me in any way, shape. I don't use the paid versions. I use the free versions of both, actually. They both will work together. TubeBuddy and vidIQ will actually work together on your computer, even my ancient computer. And so vidIQ I've found to be really helpful, because you can put on that keyword, there's a keyword search thing, and you can type in a keyword, and it will give you several recommendations that go along with those keywords, and you can put those in there, and it'll help you with your keywords. It'll tell you the popularity of this particular keyword, or the low popularity of this particular keyword. So those extensions do help you. Like vidIQ is definitely one I like that helps me with my keywords. And You can even make thumbnails. I've discovered this recently. Click on the create thumbnail, that button that vidIQ lets you that has right there next to your thumbnail area, and when you're uploading videos, or even after you've uploaded a video, and in that create thumbnail for vidIQ, we'll go in there and you can pick a still out. You can use a regular picture that you have taken, or you can pick a specific still picture paused in the video somewhere, and then you can add text and add images. And that's what I've been using lately. If you've been seeing my thumbnails, if you think they're any better than they were, they're super easy to use. It's super easy to use for vidIQ. So that's a great way to also make thumbnails through vidIQ, and also help you with keywords. So the description, it doesn't have to be that lengthy. You're going to put your social media links, your address, your PO box, your thank you for subscribing. Please click this for more great content, or whatever. That basic stuff can always be there. It can be sort of, you can go into the settings of your YouTube channel and you can type all that in perfectly, and it will always populate there for you, unless you're doing uploads through your phone, which it won't populate for you, and then you gotta kind of go in after the fact, or just leave it blank. But I always like to put at least 3 or 4 lines of like my inspirational challenges. So I always start out every description. I challenge you to try this Wendy's burger. Or I challenge you to try this jar of pickles. I want to have something, because that belief blurb is going to be the thing, the description that somebody sees when they're looking at a video. And so it might give them a little bit more of an encouragement and enticement and inducement, or a little more information where this was. And you can include calorie contents. If it's a recipe, you can actually include the recipe. You can include chapter. You can go in and include chapter spaces. So like, if you want to be able to let people be able to skip through your video, like, okay, they want to skip through the intro, get to the actual pickle recipe, then you can put those timestamps in your description as well. That helps you. If you see people with the chapters in their videos, that's how they do it. You just go in there, label the chapter, and right next to that you can say pickle recipe, and then you can say 940, and that will be where 940 is where the pickle recipe starts, and people can just skip to that if they want to. I'd use that sometimes, not as much as I should perhaps, but you can do all sorts of things in your description. And I think it's real helpful to put like links to where people can get more information to whatever subject matter you're talking about, or where you got information from. Whether, like, here's the Wendy's website, you can see more information about this particular burger or this jar of pickles. And I think descriptions are very important to spend time on well. They are a craft and a thing all into themselves. So thumbnails, descriptions, keywords, all those things help make up a video. And you spend time filming, thinking about videos, editing, and putting it out there. And spend a little bit more time as well on your thumbnails, guys. Spend a little bit of effort on your descriptions and your keywords. Those are super important to help your content have the best chance that it can have out there by itself. Your content, your videos, each one of them are little babies. They're a little delicate jar of pickles that you've made so lovingly and carefully. And you want to give that pickles to the world. And you want the world to enjoy those pickles, right? Even if you don't like pickles. I know some people think pickles are alien food, but that's okay. Pickles are not for everybody, and not every video is for everybody. Not every niche is for everybody. And that's fine. That's how it works. But if you want your little baby jar of pickles to get out there, your video, to have the best chance it can, then arm it. Give it the best, prettiest presentation that you possibly can. The best, most in-depth description that you possibly can. And don't waste hours upon it. Because a majority of YouTubers are not going to read descriptions. But some people will. Some people like me, I read descriptions. Because if I like this video and I like that product, I like what you're talking about, I want to know where I can get it. Or I want to know where I can see more information about it. I want to know the recipe. I want to know where I can get that, or how, or a little bit the calorie intake, or how it was put together, or whatever. So information is key. Keywords are key. thumbnails are important. I think they are. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And as we wait for Mighty Burger to come out from the dentist, we might have to go find some grub ourselves. But that jar of pickles is sweet enough. But it won't be any sweet to anybody if you don't get out there and share those jar of pickles. So make that jar of pickles, but don't just sit it on the shelf at home, guys. Don't just leave it in the dusty bin of your folder on your computer. Share those babies. Share that jar of pickles. Share those videos. And do the best you can, and feel encouraged that you are doing the best you can. It might not be perfect. You might not have the best equipment. You might not have the best presentation. You might not have the best knowledge or whatever. But at least you're doing it. Make the decision, do it, and just do it. Enjoy it. If you enjoy it and one more person enjoys it or nobody else enjoys it, that's all that matters, guys. Having fun, making those memories, and doing the best you can, and feeling like you're doing the best you can is the most important thing. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you have other ideas I could do videos, these vlogs, let me know, guys, in the comments below. Have a great day. See y'all soon. Stay blessed. Don't forget, enjoy the cool breeze on your face and the sunshine on your back, or vice versa, wherever you can. Have a great day. See ya.